everybody. My name is Keith LaMar's, and I'm touring here in collaboration with some amazing musicians out of New York City. We come to you under the battle of freedom first, led by the incomparable Marquès. We're here to share with you the strength and beauty of what it means to be part of a movement, part of a campaign that has remained true to its cause. We stand for truth and justice for all. This isn't just about me. You see, on May the 25th, 2020, a black man by the name of George Floyd was murdered in America, killed by a racist cop who refused to stop kneeling on his neck. We're here to genuflect to the magnitude of this moment, to bow our heads in respect to those who are dead and no longer here. At the height of the pandemic, when fear forced people to shelter in place, 30 musicians with no permit for no pay came out to play at a place called Grand Army Plaza. That's New York City. That's where it all started, though. A grand army of improvisers standing in the blazing sun with no hate, no guns, trying to unfuck the world. Yeah. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. One step, if it's true, can turn into two people having a conversation. Music can be the source of your liberation, Keith. Arturo Vero said this to me, and I'm gonna keep it real. At the time, I couldn't conceive it. 4 years later, and we've done concerts all over the world, on 3 different continents. And I still can't believe it. It's glorious, man. From right here inside a tiny prison cell in hell, I've been able to delve into the deepest parts of who I am. There's a gate between our heartache and pain. A path that, once taken, leads to higher ground. A place where truth, hope, and freedom can be found. I'm talking about the journey, everybody. Not the arrival at our destination, but what happens along the way if we stay the course. We're about to take you on a journey through some dark places, but there's light on the other side. I promise you. Come with us. Come with us. There's light on the other side. I promise you. Yeah. There's light on the other side. I promise you. There's light on the other side, everybody. Even in our darkest moments, there's light on the other side. I promise you. Yeah.
Please give your piece of time to the audience and I'll translate. Let me get a microphone.
Say what?
I said mine to make some remarks and say those lows so I can translate for the audience. Okay?
Okay. Can you read from your phone?
I can hear you perfectly.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for the applause. It really means a lot.
Bonjour à tout le monde. Merci pour être ici aujourd'hui.
As before, when we met several years ago in Germany,
On s'est connus il y a 3 ans à Berlin, si vous étiez avec ECPM il y a 3 ans à Berlin.
I want to say once again what a true honor it is to be included in this great gathering of conscientious people.
C'est un honneur d'être ici avec vous, avec des gens de conscience. Est-ce que je peux avoir qui d'ici? Go ahead, kid, go ahead.
We're brought here to pay homage to the legacy of the late Robert Banneker.
We're here to on est ici pour faire un hommage à Badentier, au ministre.
Now, I have to admit that I only recently learned about Robert's legacy and his crowning achievement of having the death penalty abolished here in France.
Je dois reconnaître que j'ai connu son œuvre récemment pour abolir la peine de mort en France.
It seems like a long time ago, 1981.
Il ressemble que ça fait longtemps, de 1991.
I was 12 years old then.
Il avait 12 ans, il dit, j'avais 12 ans.
And I can assure you that the first thing on my mind was the death penalty.
Et pendant ce temps-là, je ne pensais pas à la peine de mort.
I wouldn't even have known what it was,
Je ne
to
savais
be
pas,
honest.
honnêtement, je ne savais pas qu'est-ce que c'était.
The idea that the government could legally kill someone.
L'idée que l'État peut tuer quelqu'un légalement
Would have been incomprehensible to me.
je n'aurais pu pas comprendre ça.
The tragic thing in today's world
La chose tragique aujourd'hui dans ce monde,
is that grown-ups sit back and pretend not to comprehend what's being done in their names.
c'est que il y a des adultes aussi qui ne sont même pas conscients que ça s'est fait dans son nom.
But we know what's happening in Palestine,
On sait qu'est-ce qui se passe en Palestine,
in Ukraine,
en Ukraine,
the Sudan,
au Soudan, le Soudan.
but we pretend to forget what we have learned about weeds.
Sorry, kid, can you repeat that sentence?
I said we forget to remember what we have learned about weeds, the things that grow out of the ground.
Et on a oublié the weeds, the plant, les mauvaises herbes.
Yeah. How weeds operate to deprive us of the beauty in the world.
J'ai pas compris ça, désolé. C'est quoi? Sorry, kid, what is the idea that you're trying to express?
I'm just saying, I'm trying to say that what Robert did was the equivalent of creating a garden.
The garden.
When you're growing a garden and you have to put weeds.
You have to put weeds for the garden to grow. Okay. Ouais, le jardin ne peut pas continuer à naître, à grandir si tu ne plantes premièrement les graines. Well, that's not easy, kid. I'm not a translator. We're doing great, though. We're doing great. How are we doing with the subtitles? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead. We got this.
No, I just want to say that the thing he did was sacred.
Ce qu'il a fait était sacré.
Because he reached his hands into human soil and created something good, something beautiful.
Il a mis ses mains dans la terre pour faire grandir ses plants. I agree.
And I just want to remind you all to remember.
Et je veux rappeler à tout le monde
the beauty that he made.
Son devoir.
And to understand that we have to pull the weeds
Était de faire grandir
in
ses
order to
plants
protect.
pour achever les buts. Ouais.
I hope that makes sense.
Ils disent, j'espère que vous comprenez ce que je suis en train de dire. We do. We kind of do. Yes, kid, we do.
Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks so much.
Merci beaucoup. How are we doing with the subtitles there down there? No? Not connecting? Okay. And can we have the video later? Yeah. Okay. We're going to continue. The next piece is tell them the truth.
I have to call back, Abia.
Call back, kid. Call back. Call back.
Oh.
Thank you for using GTL.
Il doit rappeler, d'accord? Je ne sais pas si vous pouvez comprendre ce qu'il dit en anglais. Ce n'est pas facile avec son accent de l'Ohio, mais j'espère qu'on pourra régler ça et qu'on pourra avoir des sous-titres en français. J'ai créé un petit truc que je voulais dire par rapport aux États-Unis, très rapidement, avant qu'il rappelle. La semaine prochaine, à l'occasion de la Journée mondiale contre la peine de mort, l'État d'Indiana exécutera le premier des 6 ans programmés pour être exécuté en l'espace de 7 jours par 7 États différents. Avant la fin du mois d'octobre, la Floride procédera à sa 15e exécution de l'année. L'Alabama quant à lui, aura de nouveaux records à l'horrible méthode d'asphyxie par gaz. 5 États américains autorisent encore les exécutions par peloton d'exécution. À partir de 2026, l'Idaho fera du peloton d'exécution sa méthode principale. Il va rappeler. Je voulais dire aussi que le président Trump a déclaré qu'il souhaitait imposer des exécutions fédérales dès qu'il en aura l'occasion, en particulier pour les personnes vivant dans les États qui n'appliquent pas la peine de mort, comme celui-là où on habite à New York ou en Californie. Il y a vraiment un effort par l'administration Trump pour avoir plus d'exécutions aux États-Unis et le faire avec de nouvelles méthodes si dans les États c'est difficile de le faire avec l'injection létale. Ce n'est pas un grand moment pour le mouvement abolitionniste aux États-Unis, mais on est ici pour lutter et pour aider Kid et pour le libérer avec la musique. But didn't go through.
Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from
Keith.
an inmate at the Ohio State Penitentiary. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press. This call is from a DRC correctional facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Utilization of an unapproved application and three-way calls to communicate are strictly prohibited and a violation of DRC policy. Thank you for using GTL. Thank you for using GTL.
Okay, good. Whenever I think about all the struggles and strife I've been through in my life, it's truly hard to comprehend. I mean, I'm sitting inside a cage on death row, yep. So far away from home, so far away from everything I know. Might as well be sitting inside the hold of a slave ship. That's what it feels like to be here. Yet it's hard sometimes to see how what I'm going through is connected to what my ancestors suffered as a by. Truth be told, I'm lucky to be alive. Real talk. Sometimes, when things get too heavy to carry, I close my eyes and drift back to a time when everything was all good. A time when it was fully understood that being here on this earth was the biggest blessing. My grandfather taught me that. You see, I grew up in a neighborhood called the Village, a small enclave on the east side of Cleveland. It was a beautiful place, yo, with fruit trees and sweet things on every corner. No lie. I was surrounded by my family and friends then, and I'm telling you, there was no end to all the love we shared. It was a real community, led by people whose only plan was to live and give everything they had. And they gave it all. Children of slaves who braved the worst of it. So we, the children and grandchildren, could make the most of it. Yeah. But the shield is from the pain and explain what kind of society we were born into. They didn't tell us about all the tricks and traps that were designed to re-enslave. Or about the hate that could deliver us to an early grave. They wanted us to be free. They wanted us not to see all the ugliness around us. So a lot of us got caught up in the darkness and lost the light that was meant to guide us through. You gotta tell the children the truth. Tell them it's not what they say, but what they do. Gotta tell them the real about reality. That life isn't meant to be fair, that it's meant to be lived. Gotta tell the children the truth, everybody. Yeah. Tell them the truth. Don't let these young people make the same mistakes we made growing up. Let's give them a chance. Let's put them in a position to advance, to move forward. We owe them that. Let's make sure that they don't take things back to 1981 when the death penalty was active in France. Let's make sure that we protect Robert's legacy. And the only way to do that is to tell the children the truth. Tell them the truth about our history. Tell them the truth about our misery. Tell them the truth about the hard work it took to achieve this beautiful thing. If you can abolish the death penalty in France, we can abolish the death penalty in America. But we can only do that if we tell the truth. Tell them the truth. Yeah.
Quitte LaMar's. Quitte LaMar's du couloir de la mort à Ohio. Albert Marquès et Kazem Georges qui sont venus spécialement pour vous pour cette soirée. Encore plus fort parce qu'il y aura encore un morceau.
Everyone needs translation.
Wait, 1 second, Keith. Amy, can we do On Living? Let's do On Living with him. On a les vidéos prêtes pour On Living? Ouais.
But with great seriousness, like a squirrel, for example.
Do you want to make a last remark before we say On Living?
No, I just want to say it's an honor to be here.
Je voulais dire que c'est un honneur d'être
It
aujourd'hui
truly
avec
is.
vous. C'est vraiment un honneur.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Merci beaucoup à tout le monde. I'm unplugging the phone, Keith. Et on va jouer un morceau qui s'appelle On Living avec Keith sur la vidéo. Le dernier morceau pour vous aujourd'hui. Merci à tout le monde. Kazem Georges au saxophone. Merci à ECPM pour nous inviter. Merci beaucoup. Merci pour votre patience.
Living is no laughing matter. You must live with great seriousness, like a squirrel, for example. I mean, without looking for something beyond and above living. I mean, living must be your whole life. Living is no laughing matter. You must take it seriously. So much so, and to such a degree that, for example, your hands tied behind your back to the wall, or else in the laboratory in your white coat and safety glasses. You can die for people, even for people whose faces you've never seen, even though you know living is the most real, the most beautiful thing. I mean, you must take living so seriously that even at 70, for example, you'll plant olive trees. Not for your children either, but because although you fear death, you don't believe it. Because living, I mean, weighs heavier. Let's say we seriously ill, need surgery, which is to say we might not get up from the white table. Even though it's impossible not to feel sad about going a little too soon, we'll still laugh at the jokes being told. We'll look out the window to see if it's raining, or still wait anxiously for the latest newscast. Let's say we're at the front for something worth fighting for, say. There in that first offensive on that very day, we might fall on our face dead. We'll notice with a curious anger, but we'll still worry ourselves to death about the outcome of the war, which could last years. It was the death about the... And there's no laughing matter. Close to 50, and we have 18 more years, say, before the iron doors will open. We still live with the outside, with its people and animals struggle and win. I mean, with the outside beyond the walls. I mean, however and wherever we are, we must live as if we would never die. This earth will go cold, a star among stars, and one of the smallest. Gilded moat on blue velvet. I mean, this, our great earth, this earth will grow cold one day. Not like a block of ice or a dead cloud even, but like an empty walnut, it will float along in pitch black space. We must grieve for this now. We have to feel this sorrow now, for the world must be loved this much if we're going to say, I lived.